Hari Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om. Makar Sankranti wishes to all of you all. We, of course, Makar Sankranti is celebrated in all parts of India, Bharat, depending on which region it is. The name might differ from place to place, right? So you have Bogi, you have Pongal, you also have Lori up in the north, right? And yes, and then Makar Sankranti is generally the name which is there even in the western parts of Bharat, of course. And today we celebrated the same here at SIF also. We had the Pongal celebrations and everyone participated. It was really nice. We made the Pongal happen. The three different types, one karam, one sweet, one with pal, with milk, like that. And everyone was there in decorating with the rangoli. Also music was being played and everyone danced also. So it was a very joyous occasion, and we also had puja of Surya Bhagwan and Surya Narayan Bhagwan. It was very beautiful. Swami Shadanji, he did the puja. He offered the puja for all of us, and after that we had a very nice prasad, a whole buffet prasad for everyone, including the pongals which was made. So it was a very joyous occasion, and I thought, why not start the class by sharing that. And we are of course learning, not studying, but enjoying the Hanuman Chalisa, right? And Hanumanji is the direct disciple of Surya Bhagwan. If we see also, his story will come where he went directly to Surya Bhagwan to learn from him, to learn the Vedas from him, the Vedanta from him. And how did he learn? As the Surya Bhagwan was moving, he was, Hanumanji was walking backwards and listening to him tell him the mantras, right? So may we also be blessed by that Surya Bhagwan, that Aditya Bhagwan, to get us started also, maybe chant the Gayatri mantra as much as possible, right? Let us start at least any time of the Sandhya. You can start it if you are doing it in the morning, very good. Offering the Arghya, just taking water in our hands and offering it to Surya Narayanji, right? Wherever we think, sometimes you will say that I am not able to see the sun, what should I do? Doesn't matter. Whichever direction is towards the east, you offer it towards that, right? And thinking of that Surya Narayan Bhagwan in your heart, you offer that Arghya by chanting the Gayatri mantra minimum 10 times. Okay. So now going to our Dhyana Shloka. Atulita baladhamam hemashailaabhadeham danujavana krishanam jnaninam agraganyam sakala guna nidhanam vanaranam adhisham raghupati priya bhaktam vatatmajam namami manojavam marutatulya vegam जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीगुरुचरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुरु सुधारि बर्नौ रघुवर बिमल जसु जोदायक फलचारि। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस बेकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर। रामदूत तुल्य पुत्र पवन सुत नाम महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा बिराज कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावे अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा। जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कही कही सके कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जोजन पर भानु लीलो ताहि मधुर फल जानु। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हाकते कापे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन कर्म बचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुमरे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंधी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन Mangalamurati Rupa Ram Lakhan Sita Sahita Hridaya Basau Surabhupa Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai Pavan Suta Hanuman ki jai उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हरिओम So here we saw Hanumanji's one great quality is what? One is that no obstacle can stand in front of him. And one who thinks of him, one who keeps him in their mind, for them too, there is not going to be any kind of obstacles to, fight against. The path becomes more and more easier, right? So, why is that so? Teen ho lok haakate kape. All three worlds. They are as though trembling when Hanumanji's name even is taken over there, right? And further also what is said, Bhuta pisacha nikata nahi aave, Mahavir jab naam sunave, right? And then so what did we say? That there are three bodies. That there is the Sthula Sharira, there is the Sukshma Sharira, and there is the Karana Sharira. So if anyone, we said that okay, if kids ask, is there really a bhoot, is there a ghost? Of course we should say there is no bhoot, there is no ghost. But if we want to know what is this explanation for a bhoot, so basically there is the preta yoni, they say, in which, which is there in this transition period when, the jiva has left the body and is waiting for the next body. So what is there in that time? There is no Sthula Sharira, there is no gross body, but there is this, there is the Sukshma Sharira and there is the Karana Sharira. So when that is there, then what is there? Then one will definitely have some kind of, thirst or some kind of hunger, and can't express because there is no instrument, right? There is no, that outer coverage which is there, which helps us to express ourselves, right? So that is not there. So what can one do? One has to just be in that preta yoni and suffer that hunger, suffer that, whatever is the emotion that comes up, that one has to go through, right? So bhuta pisacha nikata nahi aave, Mahavir jab naam sunave. So there is, to understand this bhuta, right? So there is, basically, there is in the Bhagavatam, there is, at the start, there is a story of the Dundukari. Who is this Dundukari? This Dundukari is one who has, started in a good way in the family, but somewhere got so lost in his greed, in his lust, all kinds of sense pleasures he indulged in. And was, even though in his initial years had got some kind of samskaras, but in the wake of all these sense pleasures, he forgot why he was here itself. And thus he suffered. And he suffered so much, so therefore, that transition period for him was, that bhuta, preta yoni for him was very long, because he had done so many papas that, Bhagavan said, now you wait, you want another sharira, wait. So this Dundukari was like this in the waiting, and he was waiting, ki, Are, how will I tell my pain, how will I tell my suffering to someone? And meanwhile his brother was there, and his brother Gokarna was his name, right? His brother was a pious person, and of course he, in his tapas, etc., once he heard out, that my brother is suffering in this way, Dundukari, and then he asked, okay, what can I do? So he says that, it is said that if you take the name of the Lord through this Bhagavatam, right, this is what, Naradji has told him, right? So then this Dundukari can get some amount of reprieve. Then he says, okay, I can go ahead and do that. And for me itself, there is so much labh from this, chanting of this Bhagavatam, doing a Bhagavat Saptah, I itself will get so much of punya. And if it is going to benefit Dundukari, fine, I might as well as do it. But how will he benefit? So he says, doesn't matter. He is there here only. He is there in this. There is a hollow bamboo, which is there, with which the house, the shade of the house is made. So he is sitting in that because he has not got a body yet, right? So he is sitting over there and he is listening. So at least maybe listening to the name of the Lord, he will benefit from that, right? So basically what we are saying is that here now only, if we take the name and wait for it, right? But then one thing that Gokarna also and others around him asked that, okay, Dundukari benefited so much from it that he got, he got the next body and he was able to escape that transition period, right, of being in that Preta Yoni. And then why is it that others didn't benefit to that extent that he did? So one is that, the intensity of his listening of that Shravana was much more, because he was there only for that listening, for no other gain. He was not sitting there ki after the puja I will get nice prasad. Whenever Bhagavad Sapta is done, it is also said that you have to, the person who is the Yajman has to also provide for all those who come, and you should not just provide for them to sit and listen, but after that whatever bhojana, karya, etc. also you should take care of them, right? So people might come in that asha, you go there, you get nice prasad, fine, good. No. So his intention, nor was his intention for getting any kind of worldly gain. His intent was to get mukti. And therefore, while listening, he was listening completely. He was fully there without any distractions of the body. No needs of the body. Only that intent that I am freed of this suffering that I am going through. Therefore, he was able to, completely get freed of this samsara, right? So, therefore, what is important in our Shravana also, it is important that we are fully there where, where the Shrota is giving that, not a lecture, giving that story or giving that glory of Bhagwan. And the Shravan should be such that there is no mala even in our listening. What is the mala? I even wear the best of the headphones also. Yes, fine. But what is the mala is that, that wee bit of distraction which comes, or the, what we would say a kind of obstacle comes in our parsing that, the words that we are listening to. I am listening, but where is my mind? Is my mind also catching those words? If I am chanting, I am listening also while I am chanting. Am I again dwelling on those words, or are those words just, they are just going on like a background, background music? Nowadays also, you will have one Shruti box. You don't have to have actual veena or anything playing over there. You just put on your phone, you will put the veena. The Shruti will go on in the background and you can sing the song. Is that how it is? No. So, the Shravana has to be with a lot of purity, and that purity of mind is what we have to strive for. Otherwise, there are, Shravana will happen many times, but the erroneous notions, those will not go. That will keep us away from that jnana. Jnana can come from various sources, but keeping it in our mind is the struggle that the seeker has to do by themselves. So, there also, how much is our focus, or how much is our that shubhecha that we have or the intensity that we have towards going towards that goal is very important, right? Whatever karya that we take. There is the story of Madhusudan Saraswati ji, who has written the Gita Dhyana. So it is said that, one day he had this thought in his mind, he had this desire in his mind, I will do the Puruscharan of Lord Krishna's name. What is Purusharana? Purusharana is like, taking the name, doing the japa of whichever Ishta, not just in 100 numbers, but in thousands of numbers, so that it comes to a lakh or more. That is the level of that japa we can do. So when he decided on that, he started with it also, and then suddenly, the thought came in his mind, which said that physically doing, I'm doing bhakti of Bhagwan. Is there any need to do this, to do this specific Purascharana? Maybe it is not required. I should just stick to doing my puja, japa dhyana in its way, and I should stick to doing whatever other works that I have to do towards Bhagwan. Maybe, by just sitting and doing Nama Japa, it is not going to help me in any way. And thus he was going to abandon that very auspicious karya that he had taken up. And then suddenly he came across one cobbler, one mochi. And that mochi suddenly, he said, Bhagwan, Mahatma ji, wait. So he said, yes, what can I do for you? He said, the other day, this morning, a preta came to me and it said that you have to tell this Mahatma he should not stop doing that Purusharana. He can continue the Purusharana of Krishna Bhagwan. So he says, how did you come to know even? I didn't even speak about it anywhere. How did you come to know? He said, yeah, that one preta told me this. He said, okay. He came and told you, but you don't even know me. And why didn't that preta come and tell me this? Why did he come and tell you this? He said that, you have done in your earlier life, earlier part of your life, you have done this Gayatri Purusharana. And that has fortified you to such an extent that no preta can come near you. Okay? No preta can even come near you. And therefore it had to find this lowly creature like me, a mochi, who is sitting here, who doesn't even know of you, and that preta came and communicated this to me, right? So point is, here who is the one who is bhuta pisacha nikat nahi aave? It is this Hanumanji, and he had been a great Gayatri Upasaka himself, right? Right? Who is his teacher? It is that Surya Narayan Bhagwan only. So therefore, can such a blessed Hanumanji ever be touched by any kind of bhuta? No. Any pisacha? No. And therefore, one who he is the best person to take ashraya, right? Because he is then never going to allow any kind of bhuta pisacha to come to us, right? So therefore also there are many such incidents that people share about these kind of episodes that happen with them. Like Guruji had once told how Guruji, Swami Tejamananji, he was telling how he had gone to a school, and there it was, I think, our Chinmaya International Residential School, where one girl was there, and it is a residential school, so she was unable to sleep. Every day she will be complaining that I am scared, I am not able to sleep. And the teacher was saying that she is very new, and she being very small, maybe she is unable to do that. But then Guruji was thinking about it, and then he told her, every day what you do is you chant this shloka. What is this shloka? Mangala Murati Maruti Nandana Sakala Amangala Moola Nikandana. Okay. What is the shloka? Mangalamurati Marutanandana Sakala Amangala Moola Nikandana. Who is this? So Guruji, he gave this shloka for that girl to chant, and he said, when you are going to bed, before that you chant this as many times you want. You go ahead and you chant this, and you will see that all that is troubling you. If that sleep is not coming to you, you will see that you will be completely free of whatever problems. Why? Because Marutananda. Who is this Marutananda? Maruta is the Pavan Bhagwan, right? And his Nandana is this Hanumanji. So what does this Maruti do? He, whatever is amangala, sakala amangala, all that is inauspicious, he removes. He destroys at the root itself. So whom we have to remember therefore? Mangala Murati. You have to remember that Mangala Murati Marutanandana. That Hanumanji is the one whom you have to bring in your mind. Think of him and entrust your entire responsibility at his feet. And this girl also, she practiced this even when, later again when Guruji went there and he asked about that girl, she very happily came, and the teacher also said that all of us are also all chanting this, and all of us have greatly benefited from this. So you can also keep this shloka in mind, right? Mangala Murati Marutanandana Sakala Amangala Moola Nikandana. Right? This japa one can do. So where did this, Guruji says, where did he get this shloka from? Right? So basically, where did this thought come to him? So basically, in the Vishnu Sahasranam, there is Punyo Duswapna Nashanaha. Right? There is this one name. Even when we were doing the Vishnu Sahasranam chanting, the webinar on that, even there I had mentioned this. Right? So when that name had come, Punyo Duswapna Nashanaha, Bhagwan's one name. The Narayan Bhagwan's one name is Punyo Duswapna Nashanaha, the one who destroys all bad dreams. Right? Is that Punya Bhagwan itself. Right? So that auspicious name of Bhagwan we have to keep in our mind and visualize him taking care of us. Right? So also, Gurudev, once was in a place and he was asked to stay in one. Gurudev over there, many people say that there is some kind of bhuta there, in that home. So, oh, is it? Gurudev said, oh, is it? There is some bhuta. No problem, I will go over there and I will stay there. Because I am also a Panchamahabhuta only. I am also made of this Panchamahabhuta. Right? All of us are made of those 5, Panchamahabhutas. So Gurudev said, no problem at all. And next day people were very curious. What happened? Did Gurudev meet those bhutas or no? So then Gurudev said, yes, they came. And then I immediately told, we are starting this new project. Will you be able to donate? Immediately the bhutas vanished. Right? So point is that we have to have strength in our, in our Bhagwan. Then all these kind of, duswapnas or all these kind of inauspicious thoughts or these obstacles which are there, they will never even come to us. Right? So that balam has to be, the balam has to be through our sadhana. It has to be in our shraddha in the Lord. That strength has to be the strength should give me conviction in the shraddha that I have in Bhagwan, so that we know that he is always having my back. He is always taking care of me. And what I can't, what I am completely helpless at, he will take care of. Like he has always been doing. But only I have never been aware of it, or I have never ever acknowledged it. But now that I am aware, I should have that Shraddha in him that he is taking care, right? So, who is Hanumanji? He is the very embodiment of auspiciousness itself, and therefore may he remove all inauspiciousness in our lives. This is something that we have to keep. Whatever is coming into our minds, whatever is coming into our minds, where is Hanumanji sitting? He is sitting over there. Rama duare tum rakhware, right? He is sitting there to get rid of all inauspiciousness, because Ramji has to dwell here, right? If Ramji has to dwell here, if I have to dwell in that happiness, which is Rama, then what should I do? I should keep Hanumanji as the gatekeeper, and he will get rid of all that is inauspicious. Bhuta pisacha nikata nahi rajab nama sunave. Right? So how does Hanuman's grace work? Here he says, in the next shloka, in the next shloka he says, Nasai roga harai sabapira japata nirantara hanumata bira. Right? So here in the next few lines, right? 24, 25, 26. Right? So in these shlokas, the first line is going to be the result. And the second line is going to be what? It is going to be what we have to do. Second line is my responsibility. First line is what Hanumanji will do for me. Okay. So what is the second line here? Japata nirantara Hanumata bira. Right. And what will come to me as a result? Nase roga haray sabapira. So here what is said? If I constantly remember, how will I remember? By chanting his name. Japata nirantara Hanumata bira. Right? How should I chant? Should I do it very mechanically? No. I'm watching something, I'm talking to someone, and then, keeping count here, doing, I have one small japmala with that, or I have one machine which I just click, click, click. No. Mindfully we have to do it. If I'm chanting his name, I should only be focused on that Nama. At that time, I should not, not bring any other disturbances before. Before and after, also I should not have. Only then I will be able to sit quietly over there. Even without any kind of such disturbances, the mind is prone to go out. We'll see also it becomes very difficult when we try to sit and do japa also. Far away is the thought of even doing, going into complete silence in meditation. So first when we are doing japa itself, we will see how the mind gets disturbed in various ways. Sometimes the body is disturbing, and then when the body is quiet, when we start doing some asanas, etc., body is quiet. Or if we sit in a comfortable enough seat where, again there is no possibility of us falling asleep also, right? We should be able to sit erect, right? Even in that seat, and we are able to sit quietly, yet what will happen? The mind, depending on what has happened before, or what has occupied, what kind of thoughts have occupied my mind before, the mind will be disturbed. So it is very important, to keep the rest of our waking hours occupied in not such disturbing kind of thoughts. And you will say, but it is very difficult, the world has cutthroat competition, etc. Yes, fine, that is correct. But what we can do is, we can start, or we can do this japa at a time when such thoughts don't come. So what is the most auspicious time? Is when we wake up in the morning. And for that, what is important? We sleep early without any kind of disturbance. We close, keep aside the phone, keep aside whatever disturbing, conversations that we had, close them. For closing them, again, it doesn't mean that we go and speak to that person and all. Fine. If we are able to sort it out, okay, this happened today. Only go to the problem. Don't try to fit in a solution for that. right? Acknowledge, okay, this happened, right? Means that it has to be solved, right? It is only I am being aware of it. I am not putting blame on anyone, including myself. If I am able to do that, then what good also happened, keep that aside. Then move towards just being silent and chanting Bhagwan's name. If I fall asleep chanting Bhagwan's name, only then will I get that darshan in the morning also. Right? This, if we are able to do as a sadhana throughout a week at least. Week? No, make it 2 weeks or make it 3 weeks, make it 21 days. Even we can do like this also. We have a WhatsApp group. If you want to, this is only if you wish to, we can take up this as a sadhana. Decide that this is the time I am to do my japa. And then daily just put done. You have done, right? You don't have to put it immediately. Okay, I am done, and then you immediately take the phone and put it. Okay, done. Right? Fine. Take your time, do your sadhana, say that it is done. At least when we are there in a group, we are responsible to do that, right? So we can take up like this a sadhana, and we can say that this I am going to do. Even if it is just chanting Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, do it. If you are not able to do, what should you do? At that fixed time, if we are not able to do Likhita Japa at the end of the day and send a snapshot. Decided. At least we'll know that this didn't happen, so I did this. Okay? We can try this. We can try this for a week if you want to, right? And no one is judging anyone. Okay? This we have to keep in our minds. Can we do that? Let's take up one sadhana. Unless we don't do it, we will also not know how beneficial it is. Right? We are now only saying that Japata Nirantar, but how is it going to help me? Till I try, I will not know. Till I try, I will also not be able to acknowledge that so long Bhagwan has been taking care of me. Only I have not recognized it. Just as, I don't appreciate that my mother is doing so much for me every day, or any other special people who are there in our lives. We never say, we never say sorry, thank you very easily. Or we never really pay our gratitude to them in so many ways. So, forget Bhagwan himself, right? By chanting, by doing that, even if you do one round of Hanuman Chalisa, even that is sufficient, right? So, we can even do that. Okay, let's see if this happens, right? So, here, what is our thing? This thing, it is Japata Nirantara Hanumata Bira. So, how is this going to happen? So, how does grace work? So, how does grace work? If we want to know, what should we do? If we want to know how, what is the value of one day? What is the value of one day? Whom should we ask? We should ask someone who is born on February 29th, right? Okay, fine. If we want to know what is the value of 1 minute, ask someone who has missed the train. If we want to know the value of 1 millisecond, ask someone who has, maybe in the Olympics won a silver medal, right? Or, then there are also Mahatmas who have experienced this grace. It is always better to read these Mahatmyas, Santa Mahatmyas, and listen to their episodes in life, right? So, if we see even Swami Swarupananji, he is a great Hanuman Bhakta himself. He will always talk of, how he went through such a difficult time because of his health, and it was only this Hanuman Japa or this, Hanuman Chalisa or the Sundarkand and other parts of it, mainly remembering the Lord's name, that that gave him that, not that it took away the pain in any way. The pain was still there. But the ability or the capacity to withstand that pain, despite it being there, that he says is the grace. Okay. So, many such episodes are told by different people, right? So, when, it is told like there were these two Mahatmas, Udiya Babaji and Karpatri ji. So if you ever get the chance to read Pavan Prasanga by Akhandanandji Maharaj, in that he has mentioned, and there is also this journal which used to come, monthly newsletter kind of a thing called Kalyana, right? And in that it mentions this conversation between two Mahatmas, Udiya Baba and Karpatri ji Maharaj, where they said, why is it that in earlier times it was said that whenever you do a yajna, havan, etc., what will happen? As a result of it, you will see that there will be these rains which will descend. And people ask now that, did that really actually happen? Or was this, some kind of fiction of imagination? No, it really used to happen. But why isn't it happening now? So they say that it is because the person who is performing that yajna also, the intent, the bhava in that person should also be as pure as the ingredients that are put into it, right? So it is not, in this Kali Yuga, it is very difficult. Why? Because this mind is tainted by various kind of papas. Or what is that papa? That mala, it is nothing but those obstructions which have come because of my vasanas, because of my raga dvesha, because of my insistence. I will do only in this way, or I will not do at all. I have to gain this, and I will gain it how? By doing it my way only. Right? So this kind of insistence, what does it leave? It leaves impressions in our mind, and those manifest as vasanas, right? So, and it is not just about food, etc. Okay, it is to do with so many other things, and we see that happening in our own lives also. So many things we have done, everything is perfectly in line, but still that karya is not happening. Why is this? Somewhere in my intent, I have left a gap, or I have not brought in that shraddha, that conviction. For whom? For that karma phala data. And therefore, that lack of shraddha only manifests as some kind of obstruction, because how much, everything is as per my desires, but Bhagwan also has to say sometime, wait, not every time you will get the fulfillment of your desires. Sometime there has to be purity also, and that when it comes, whatever you desire, it will come about. Right? So here what is Bhagwan saying? Here, the onus lies in our hands only. Japata nirantara hanumata bira. Then what will come as a result of this? That naasaya roga haray sab pira. So was Tulsidas ji saying this only out of his adoration for Hanuman ji, or to bring some kind of faith in the minds of people for Hanuman ji? No. It was the experience of so many santas, etc. Even not just santas, different common people who were there, right? They had experienced this, and therefore only Tulsidas ji could bring that into his expression in this Hanuman Chalisa. Now, what does it mean? What is the implied meaning of, what is the gudhartha of this this nasai roga? The roga over here is my dependence, or my thought that everything that I seek contentment for, whatever I need, whatever I wish to get is available outside of me. That is my delusion, that this Jagat is Satyam, and there is no Atma. Atma is only this body. So this is the Mithya Vichara. This is that, keeping that, keeping my key to happiness outside of me. I'm keeping it outside. Whereas happiness is me only. And this ignorance lies at the root of all this delusion or this moha that I have built around me, right? So main cause is what? Main cause is the ignorance, the avidya of my own true nature. And as a result of this, what am I seeing? I am seeing so much roga, so much different kinds of diseases I see, not just at the body level, more at my mind level. Yeah? Whatever I have, these shadripus, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, which manifests as what? It comes about as what? As jealousy, as envy, as competition, as thinking of me alone as the world. Everything which is aham and mama, that is going to cause me problem. That alone is bhava roga, which keeps me bound to this world. Why? Because I think I am not enough. I am limited. My contentment is going to come from outside. But that which I, put my contentment on, that is only short-lived. Then again I need something else. Then again I need something else. And like this I keep moving in this cycle of birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Iha samsare bahuduskare, krupaya apare, pahi murare. Right? So it is just this Hanumanji's grace, that it is with his grace what is going to happen. Like Puja Swami Swarupananji is saying, it is not that roga is going to vanish, but my capacity to withstand its effects will become stronger and stronger. My immune system to go through all life experiences will become much more thicker. So that I know that nothing from outside is going to, in any way disturb the peace within. So outside drama will continue, inside drama will revel on me. So that should be my outlook at life, right? So in the next, next verses also, next one is what? Sankatate Hanumana chudave, mana krama vachana dhyana jo lave. So here also if you see, second line is saying what? What is the effort I have to put in? What is the responsibility that I have? I have the responsibility of putting mana, krama, vachana. Mind as well as my vachana, my speech, and my should be what? Should be in line with my devotion to Hanumanji. Dhyana jo lave. What will happen as a result of that? What is it that Hanumanji will ensure for me? Sankatate Hanumana chudave. Whatever kind of situations that will come to me, they will not seem like huge mountains. They will just be gone in a moment. Why? Because Hanumanji is taking care of me. Like how Ramji left all responsibility to him. I want Sanjeevani. Fine. Reach this ring to Sita Mata. Fine. So like this also should be our conviction, our Shraddha. Hanumanji is at my back. He is taking care of it. What is not in my control, is there any point worrying about it? What is not in my control, I should just leave it. But that doesn't mean that I don't do anything. Whatever is in my capacity, do your best, leave the rest. That should be our policy in life. Right? Whatever has come to me, Bhagwan has sent it to me. If Bhagwan has sent it to me, then he has also given me the capacity to handle it. So I should do my best and then leave it to him. He knows what is best for me and he will take care of it. Right? So how to put, one is, here we are saying, what is our responsibility? Our responsibility is to put our mind as in whatever is my actions, whatever is my karma, what should I do? My karma, that is my actions and speech, I should offer to Hanumanji. And how? By meditating on him. So how should I do it? I should sit in one place and then do my actions also. How will this work? Nothing. When we start our day, we start with the thought that Bhagwan, whatever I do in my day today, may I never stray away from that which is my dharma. May I never stay away from that which is my duty. Whatever I am doing, I am offering unto you. Keep this sankalpa, start your day. At the end of the day also, remember him. Whatever wrong, whatever erroneous things have happened, I ask for forgiveness for that. Please you take care. Like a child, we should be able to, entrust this responsibility to him. So, here also we have to understand when we say bhajan of Bhagavan, it doesn't mean that you sit and you sing and you have some instruments. No, that alone is not what is bhajan. But basically, whatever I am doing in my life, in a dharmic way, when I am performing those actions, then that is bhajana. That is glorifying him. Because who has brought that dharma into my life? Who has brought that righteous actions? Who has brought those values into my life? Or who has brought about those circumstances such that, wherever I go, I get satsang. Okay. Even sometimes you feel like, oh, some person sitting next to me, traveling next to me, they will also, be of a similar mindset. You don't even know how it happens. You had brought into your mind that you will, maybe go for a tirtha yatra and something. But you didn't know how it is going to happen. Next day you meet some people who are saying, yeah, we are also going there. Would you like to join us? Right. So this will come about. This is nothing but that grace only working for us. But what has to happen? We have to bring that shubhecha into our mind. Then only what will happen? Then Bhagwan will bring that satsanga into our life so that no sankata will be what? Sankata is basically, it is like the seesaw. How is the seesaw? Two sides are there, difficult to balance. So if this side becomes more heavy, it will go down. If this side becomes heavy, then it will go. So to keep it balanced is very difficult. So what are the two sides of this seesaw? One side is the situations that come to us, right? And the other is the capacity to handle these situations. If we feel in the beginning itself, nothing doing, I can't do anything, right? Then we will be just down only. Then the situation will be overpowering us. But if we see the situation coming, we are alert enough and we say, yes, my God is greater than my problems. The strength of that bhakti, that devotion is much more than that problem which I am facing. Then you will be able to outweigh it, right? So this is what that sankat is. What should we do? We should know that behind me who is sitting, that Hanumanji is sitting. So he will make sure that he becomes as light. He makes me as light as possible so that I will be higher up, right? So Bhagwan is there at my back. How should I then live my life? Live a life of seva. So you are saying, oh, seva, do I have to go somewhere, do some kind of, seva over there? No. Whatever I do in my life is nothing but seva. Whatever I get as a result of that is nothing but prasad only. That Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and Prasada Buddhi, if we are able to bring into our life, then this is definitely going to be possible, right? Sankatate Hanuman Chudave Manakrama Vachana Dhyana Jolave. For this, the most important thing is what? That I have this Ashraya Buddhi in that Lord of my heart, right? I have that complete faith that He will take care of me. That surrender should be there. And that only requires a lot of testing for us. And Bhagwan, you will, if you think that, I am having this Ashraya Buddhi. Then Bhagavan will say, let us test it. So fine, if he's testing, then you should not give up and say that, Arey, what is this? Why so much, showering is happening of all these different things. Yeah, even in those, difficult times, if I am able to stay strong, then that is his grace working. Then that he is saying that, okay, you asked for it, you wanted to see whether you have patience or no. Here is a situation for you. Can you outsmart that situation? Good. Means you have become toughened up, right? So this is how Bhagwan is going to test. Then you should not say ki Bhagwan is being partial. He is not giving me all the good things in life. Bhagwan is giving good things also, but we are not saying, we are not appreciating him for that, right? And then the next shloka is, so here we have to, what we have to do? We have to know how deep this. For that we have to internally reflect through our day's happenings. They say that, when there is, which tree is very strong? That tree which has roots which go deep inside and are able to hold strongly. So that tree cannot be uprooted no matter how strong the winds, no matter how bad the winds, the storm that hits, the tree which has roots right down in, it cannot be uprooted. So as strong as our conviction is, as strong as our devotion to Bhagwan, our Bhakti, that much strong will be, our strength to withstand any kind of storms of life. No matter what sankat comes, then we will say, okay, no problem. Like that Parva Swami, he is saying like, okay, it has come, it will be taken care of. Right? Is it me who is taking care of? No. I am but his instrument. I am doing as much as I can in the situation. Rest I leave it to him to do. Right? That should be our conviction. Right? And the next one is Sabapar Rama Tapasvi Raja Tinake Kaja Sakalatuma Saja. Now I will just talk on that first line and then we will conclude. So here when we say that who is, why now suddenly the focus has shifted from Hanumanji as the one who is, protector, savior, the one whom we should have our faith in, right? So what was said in those earlier verses, 24, 25, 26, here or rather, 23, 24, 25, is that you do something, as a result of that you get something. Here in this next verse, it is talking of what does Hanumanji do? How has he become so great? So here he says that Sabapar Rama Tapasvi Raja Tinake Kaja Sakalatunta Saja. You are the one who is serving whom? You are serving that Ramji who is the king, who is the king of Ayodhya. And what kind of a king is he? Is he someone who just lords over everyone? Do this, delegates things to his ministers, etc. and all? Maybe, but he does that only where his, that dharma is. Where the dharma calls for it, there he will tell that, okay, this person has to do this person has to do it. Yeah. But in a most pleasant way. Never in a lordly or not in a way of ordering someone or anything. But what is most, what is the hallmark of this King Rama is that he is a very tapasvi Raja. Here he says, why did he mention specifically that he is very tapasvi? Does it mean that he goes and does some kind of austerities? What kind of austerities does he do? So here this tapasvi part of it is talking of how disciplined Ramji is. He is, when he is in front of his praja, he is Raja. When he is in his kaksha, how is he? He is utterly devoted and disciplined. If he has to be in a particular place at a particular time, he will be there. If he has to sit and do his swadhyaya, he will be doing his sadhana and swadhyaya. Wherever it calls for him to do seva, all his life is seva alone. So such is this Ramji, right? And such a person is someone, if you see a king, how is the king's administration? If there is some kind of gap, if there is some possibility of any kind of, loose ends, then the enemies who are there will take note of that and pull the king at that. This is also spoken of, by the way, in the Ramayana. This is also told. Who is the king's enemies? How to be, how aware of this, etc. All this is, spoken of in Kashchit Sarga episode, where there is a conversation between Bharatji and Ramji. When Dasharath Maharaj passes, Bharatji comes to call Ramji back and tells him that you take the throne and you are the best person for this. So then Ramji says, no, now it is your duty. And so he asks, how should I go about this duties of a king? And there is where, Ramji tells him about what are the various facets of the roles of a king. What is the kind of administration? How should one be with, those people who are there in his kaksha? How should he be with his enemies? How should he be with the kings who are friendly with him? How should he be with his ministers? How should he be with, even the farmers, etc. So that is the Kashchit Sarga part of Ramayana. Sometime, you can do it. But here he says that he is a Tapasvi Raja, right? And this Tapasvi Raja, why should he be Tapasvi also is, why should he have that kind of discipline and not be relaxed all the time, is for this very fact that no enemy should be able to come and hit out at him. And that enemy is not just the external enemy, it is much more that inner enemies that we have. So what are our inner enemies? That all of us has to note down for ourselves. One of which is what? This tamas, or this procrastination which comes into us. It says, oh, today you can, so many things you have done, relax, no problem. No need to do today sadhana, go to sleep. You want to have some kind of entertainment, listen, watch, and then forget. Tomorrow you can continue your sadhana. Tomorrow you can start. You want to live a life of tapasvi, maybe 2025 is not yet it, I have to travel to these places, I have to go attend these weddings, etc. I have to, take care of these other responsibilities. Being sadhaka, that will come up maybe another 2 years and then I will do it, right? So doing sadhana is here and now. So take that time as now. Don't postpone it for some time. If we can do that one sadhana practice which we spoke of, right? We can decide on how to do it, and since we have that WhatsApp group, we can also go about it. And I will also participate. Okay? And someone can work it out and we can do it. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भई सब संतन की जय, बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हरिओम. थैंक यू. हरिओम.